Hey class, AJ here. Today we're going to talk about the production possibility frontier and economic growth. Um, if you recall, in general functional form, the PPF simply describes the outputs that are attainable given your resources and technology that you have now. I've drawn down below a production possibility frontier at time period 1. Economic growth can be shown as an outward shift in the PPF. Notice we have then production possibility frontier 2. With economic growth, what does this mean is that the outputs that you can get in the future have increased. You've gone from, say, this point right here to a new point on your production possibility frontier. Now, what I've done is to try to describe the economy as a whole by having consumer goods, things that you and I consume, and all other goods, the consumer goods are on the vertical and all other goods are on the horizontal axis. So I'm effectively trying to capture all the goods and services produced within an economy. This all other goods, business investment, this could be purchases of new equipment, it could be government purchases, expansion of the military, expansion of education, etc. So I'm trying to capture the entire economy, and as we shift the production possibility frontier out and to the right, you can see that our limits are eased. We have now the possibility to consume more of all goods and services. So, how did this occur? This is, let's just describe this as economic, growth. How did this occur? Go back to the general functional form and look at your variables here. Maybe new resources became available. Okay, maybe let's stop and think about the labor force. Maybe we make changes to our education, and that would improve the quality of our labor force. Stop and think about our labor force from a broader context. What about immigration? This could change both the quantity and quality of our labor force. Continued immigration allows for an expansion of our labor force, which would shift the production possibility frontier out and to the right. What about capital? Um, Investments in new capital. So, new capital. How do we encourage that? What about research and development? What about joint public private partnerships where governments and businesses are working together to come up with new capital or new technologies? Classic example here is the National Institute of Health. They give out tons of money as grants or as funding to professionals to research and develop new medicines and technologies. What else can we think about when we're talking about? Here's a good one: infrastructure. New roads, bridges, highways, ports, airports, and seaports, new rail access. Included here, I would also include internet access. There's vast parts of America that don't have access to the internet. What else? Here's one, and this will be the last one that I'll talk about. And how about this? Specialization and trade. This is under the notion of comparative advantage. If countries specialize in producing goods and services in which they have a comparative advantage and then they trade, you can get beyond, you can facilitate economic growth and, in fact, get beyond. And that'll be the subject of the next lecture. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.